שלום, גברת מולדובר.
Hello, Morah, Sarit.
גברת מולדובר, ברוכים הבאים לכיתת חתולים. את רוצה חיבוק, אגרוף או ריקוד?
I would like a hug today.
Welcome. Come on in.
Thank you.
Hi, so I'm Morah Sarit, and I'm thrilled to be back here on the third year of Gesher. This is an amazing year of opportunities, and I'm so happy that we're going to be here together this year. I wanted to show you that this is what I look like. This is what your children see when we eat together at safe distance and when we daven in safe distance. So, yeah, this is Mrs. Moldover.
Hi, everyone. I am Denise Moldover. The children call me Mrs. Moldover. And this is my 16th year teaching here at Gesher. And this is what I look like when I'm not wearing a mask. And welcome to our classroom.
שלום, שלום מורים. היי, שלום. מה השם שלך? אני חלב. מה השם שלך? אני מורה שרית. חלב, רוצה לעזור לי ללמד עברית את הילדים? כן. חלב just told me he wants to help teaching the children Hebrew. So we're going to learn together. שלום לכם, שלום לכם, שלום לכם, שלום. ומה שלומכם, ומה שלומכם, ומה שלומכם היום. חלב, show the parents everything that we do during our meetings together. Okay. When we get together, the children grab a piece of carpet and they're sitting safe distance and they're looking together at the calendar. They are looking at the days of the week. Although we're missing a day right now, I'm sorry, but we're looking at the Hebrew calendar. We're looking at the weather, and we're looking who is b'bayit and who is b'kita. This way, the children are learning to recognize their friends' names. So this is where the magic happens. This year, we are very excited to have brand new booklets for the Hebrew curriculum. So we're going to learn how to read and write together through this beautiful pictures of different letters and vocabulary. Each child will get a set of 4 booklets as the year progresses. We are also working with Sidur Sababa Sheli. In Sidur Sababa, we can read, not only learn the brachot, but we can also write about our own bracha and our own adding to the blessings that we're learning. This is learning the Shacharit, which is the morning prayers. And as the year progresses, at the end of the year, we will have a great Sidur ceremony service, which is Chagigat Sidur, where each child will get their own personalized big Sidur, grown-up Sidur, that they will carry hopefully throughout their years at Gesher. We're going to learn about Chagim, and we will learn as much as possible spoken Hebrew. And I do try to speak as much as I can to your child. So if they come home and say, Mayim b'vakasha, that's because they needed to get a glass of water. And they didn't ask it in English in the classroom. So this is it for me. I hope that we will have a wonderful year. And I'm sure that Mrs. Moldover wants to share with you all the stuff that she's doing with the children.
Hi, parents. I wanted to show you what we do every day as a class. We get together every day over in this corner and we work on a calendar. And as you can see, there's a lot of things happening on this calendar. The big thing is that we are counting up to our 100th day of school. And we are doing that in multiple ways. One way is that we are using, the children know these as 10 frames, and we are filling up 10 frames every day. We put 1 blue sticker per day of school, and when a 10 frame is filled up, then we move it over here, and the children will eventually be able to see the groups of 10, and once we have 10 of those filled up, we move it over here, and then we will have our 100th day of school celebration. But we also talk about how this relates to our numbers. So we have today is the 14th day of school. We break it down. 14 is 110 and 4 ones. And then we also break it down so they can see it in the form of a number sentence, that the number 14 is the same thing as 10, because that's 10, and 4. And we have the plus sign there so they can start relating it to an addition sentence. But we are not done with that. We also are counting to 100 using money. We're counting with money starting in the very beginning of the school year. So we've already gotten up to, we put pennies on here originally when the children got to the 5th day of school. We exchanged those 5 pennies and put a nickel. When they got to the 10th day of school, they had a nickel and then they had 5 pennies. So they exchanged those 5 pennies again for a nickel. And then they exchanged those 2 nickels for a dime. So they are working on counting and learning their coins and learning the association between them. But we are not done. We also have a clock. And they are learning how to relate the clock to numbers as well. So every day we move the minute hand 1 more minute, and we write the number down here. Now, of course, this clock, as all clocks do, will only go up to 60. So once we get all the way around, and as you can see, I'm adding the 5, the 10, I'll be adding 15 and 20 and 25 and so on, so they can start associating with that. And once we get all the way around, then we'll be able to just show a time and then in minutes, and the children will work on just giving me the minutes. And then later in the year, we'll add the hour hand. But we have one more way that we are counting to 100, and that is in the front of the room at a hundreds chart that we are building. And every day we add one more sticky note to the board, to the wall. And so each sticky note represents a day of school. And we even are color coordinating it so they can start seeing the relationship that everything is built in groups of 10. So eventually they'll be able to see that relationship. And of course we still have the calendar board and the calendar that you saw over there. And we talk about that, and we talk about the patterns that we see and what day of the week is it and what day will tomorrow be, etc. I try to I'm very big on differentiating instruction, and I try to bring in lots of games and activities that the children do so that they don't even realize that they are learning. An example of that is when we line up every day to go somewhere, they don't have the same line that they get in. So I give them, we just started this today, but they all get a card right now, and they all have 10 frames on them, and they all represent a number. So they get these at random, and then they have to put themselves in order. Whoever has number 1 is the first in line. Whoever has number 8 is the 8th in line. And we have 12 students in the room, so we have 12 cards. So they don't think about it that they are practicing their math skills while at the same time getting ready to go somewhere in the building. We have a class library that the children can use every day. I'll show you that. Over here are bins filled with lots and lots of books that the children come to every day, and they choose books for them to read. I do not limit them to any books. They can choose whatever they want, and over time they will be taught how to choose a just right book. So in a few weeks I'll send you a video of a song of them singing a book. It's called the I Pick song. And there they will learn when they learn this song, they will learn all about how to pick a book that is just right for them. One more area that I want to show you, and this is new for this year, but I know that the children like it. It's sort of like a check-in area. What the children can do, sometimes I give them a sticky note. Sorry, I just want to grab. And on their sticky note, on the back, they do this at their desk. They would write their name. And then they turn it back over, and they can put it based on where they're feeling. If they're feeling great, they can put it here, somewhere near there. Or if they're just feeling okay, or sad or angry. And this is their way of a way for me to check in with them. So, and if you notice, it's anonymous. So when they put it on there, nobody knows whose note that is. I don't even know until I take them off and look at it. And it's a way for me to do a check-in with them. If something seems to be wrong, then I can check in with them and or talk to the guidance counselor if I think that the guidance counselor needs to be involved. So I think I've given you a pretty good tour of our classroom. I am so excited to teach the children this year. And if you have any questions, please reach out and email me. Have a great day.
להתראות.
להתראות. Shalom.